Good morning, beloveds. All right. It was a wild day in the park today. One, there were lots and lots and lots of soccer games, so there were kids and parents everywhere. And two, it was very wet and had been, clearly it had, because we've had 3 days of rain. And I think that when we hit the point where the squirrels were, they were like, oh, we are very hungry. And the blue jays and the woodpeckers were, one of the woodpeckers buzzed Tom. I mean, flew within 3 feet of him and deliberately flew at his head. And, just kind of, we were just like, okay. And they followed us and were very insistent that there were several, and they were stealing from each other. Like the blue jays were stealing from the woodpecker and the squirrels. And the squirrels were, it was just all kinds of, okay. Yeah. It was a wild day in the park today. And I took lots of pictures of the ground because the birds were, they were definitely snatch and grabs today. Okay, it is April 8th. Our title is Letting Go. Our author is Marian G. Moon, and it is Lessons of Truth from 2012, page 13, and it was reprinted with the permission of her family. So, okay. Foster keeps marking my book. Letting go. Many cling to the old memory and behavior patterns that interfere with their peace of mind. If we are reluctant in letting go of past hurts, misunderstandings, and painful memories, we live as though they were a part of who we are. These memories and beliefs become the barnacles that build up in the subconscious. We may know these interfere with our happiness, yet not realize that we can let them go. Unless we understand that we are greater than our experiences, we assume that these are part of our makeup, something we cannot change. This belief holds us in bondage to the past. Dr. Raymond Charles Barker wrote, "Old hurts and old rejections arrive at the threshold of consciousness in order to get out. It is time to release them and move on. If we would stop reviewing and rehearsing these, we could do that and experience greater freedom. This is an opportunity to see the experience for what it is, one that is finished and over, and then be willing to let it go. We decide to continue that old pattern We decide to continue in the old pattern or move on. It no longer has power over us unless we give it a place unless we give it a place in our consciousness. Affirm, I choose to let go of old memory patterns and live in the now." I think Eckhart Tolle talks about this too. That's his power of the now. I've seen it written that depression is living in the past and anxiety is living in the future. And the healing for both of those is to live in the now. It is important to learn from our past, but it is important to not repeat patterns from our past. Another meme saying is that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Now, the interesting thing is in Science of Mind, we say principle is not bound by precedent. So, but if you have tried it and it didn't work, and then you tried it again and it still didn't work, and it pretty much came out the same way the second time as it did the first time, maybe you need to try something different. Because Ernest does say, don't do the same treatment over again. If you are going to treat again, then you treat the treatment, not the original condition. And I think that's what Marian is saying here is the same thing. It's like, look, you know what? it happened. Let it go. There are things that we have done in the past that we are embarrassed about. And when we go back and rehash them, we get embarrassed all over again. It's like we're there again. Okay, so you know what? Let's incorporate the lessons. What is it that we did that we would choose not to do again? And then let it go. Just don't, and that's easier said than done. I get that. But here's the thing. It's called redirection. You don't break habits. The truth is you don't break habits. But what you do is you create new habits. And so that it's the same thing. It's like if you feel yourself heading down into an old pattern, then you redirect yourself into something different. When they talk about, so I work in a health food store and people come in wanting something to suppress their appetite. And I'm like, if you read the research, a lot of the times people aren't actually hungry, they're dehydrated. So it's like, so when you think you're hungry, rather than going and getting a snack, you go and drink a glass of water and then wait 15 minutes. They also say you can also go for a walk, wait 15 minutes and see, so you redirect yourself. And so if you find yourself in an old pattern and you want to change it, then what do you need to do to redirect it? Drink a glass of water, go do a meditation, go do a treatment, go take a nap, call a good friend, redirect yourself. So if you're stuck in that pattern, and I like that Raymond Charles, what she quoted, Dr. Raymond Charles Barker is like, look, if it shows up, then it's time, then it shows up in your consciousness so you can let it go. We all make mistakes. We all do things and then learn there's a better way to do them. And it is up to us to be mature enough to say, you know what? I've screwed up and I'm going to do better. And then to redirect ourselves, to change what we need to change, and to let go. When we beat ourselves up constantly over past mistakes, it doesn't help anybody. It doesn't. So it's like, incorporate the lessons, make the changes you need to do, and then let it go. There's this really famous Disney song about that. Let it go. And so, and that's one of the things in that song is she's like, I've spent my entire life bound up in this, and I'm finally going to let myself be who I really am. Now, did she do it great the first time? No. So she got to go in and make some changes. She got to incorporate who she really is with who she aspired to be. And that's what it is. It's like, there's this, I like to, it's like the, God's idea of who we are. God's idea of who we are. So God has this idea of who we are that's perfect, whole, and complete. And maybe we don't live up to it yet. So when we hit these points and we catch ourselves in the old patterns, then we can go and we do meditation and we do treatment and we go and we take a look at God's idea of us. And then we see what changes we need to make to get there. And then we can let these old patterns go because we're going to replace them with new ones. And we're going to replace them with new ones that are more in line with God's idea of who we are. And when I say that, you can go and read sacred literature and you can go and listen to all the sacred, all the teachers that you want to. But if you want to know what God's idea of you is, then it's up to you to do the meditation work and the treatment work to go and meet the source of your own being and learn. And to listen to that still small voice that is within you that will tell you better who you are than any other person who is not you. Okay? And remember, that ego's a thing and ego has a job, but ego's not who you are. So don't let the ego run away with you as you're doing this kind of meditation work. And that's where it's helpful to belong to a community where we can get around and we can sit down and we can talk and we can have those conversations about, well, all right. And then maybe we might learn, oh, well, you know what? I need to redirect that and let that go. So, all right. Marian, I think I really enjoyed today's reading. So letting go. It is something that we all can definitely do a little bit of. And I think that the mission today, I'm going to choose, it says affirm down there. So the mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to choose to let go of old memory patterns and to live in the now. And I've given you some suggestions, like I said, with redirection and that. So when we start into those old patterns, we can make a different choice. And that's the key there. We're going to make a different choice. So you got your mission. Let it go. Let's live in the now. Let's let it go. Let's redirect. Incorporate the lessons and move forward. So, and then as always, I do encourage you to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. And in letting go work, that's extra important. It's extra important to be kind and compassionate and loving with yourself. Because letting go work can be hard. And I acknowledge that. And so, then take the naps that you need and talk to people, when you need the extra support, when you're letting go, and take deep breaths when you're letting go of things, and, take deep breaths before you speak. And I say that most of the time when I say take a deep breath before you speak, it's to help you not say something you don't want to say to somebody else. But sometimes we need to listen to the way we talk to ourselves. And sometimes we should take deep breaths before we talk to ourselves, especially when in this process of old memory patterns. Take a deep breath. Don't beat yourself up. Just move forward with the work. Redirect yourself. Learn new habits. Learn new patterns. And be kind and compassionate and loving with yourself, and understand that you are growing. And growing is not easy. Change is not easy. It's not hard, but it's not easy. But it can be. It can be easy. So, but frequently it isn't. It isn't. And so don't beat yourself up about that. All right. So love, kindness, and compassion. As I say, it is absolutely about self-care. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot serve if you are not taking care of. So take care of yourself. And then remember, I say this to do something loving, kind, and compassionate for yourself. I also want you to remember that your life is a special occasion. So I jokingly say eat dessert first is one of the things, that loving, kind, and compassionate things. It's a reminder that your life is a special occasion. One of the qualities of God is joy. Make room for joy. Live now. That's what she's talking about. Live now. So eat dessert first. Make room for joy. Wear the nice clothes. Eat the good stuff. Celebrate. Especially as you're working on this letting go. Celebrate when you let go of the weight of things that have been holding you back. All right. Okay. I'm going to move forward into, I don't know what I was about to say. All right. I do encourage you to do something to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like. I do encourage you to drink plenty of water. Hydration is important and your brain will work better. So when you're doing the letting go, your brain will work better when it's well hydrated. So drink plenty of fluids. I do encourage you also to get early in your day bright light. I don't know that we're going to see the sun today. The cloud level, while it's finally stopped raining, the cloud level's pretty thick. So artificial light helps early in your day bright light, especially if you get up before the sun. It'll help reset those hormone patterns. You'll have more energy during the day. You'll sleep better at night. So it's called a circadian rhythm. It's science. You can look it up. And then we quoted Raymond Charles Barker. I'm always going to quote Ernest Holmes because I'm a science and mind minister. Open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you do live in heaven right here, right now. It's all around us all the time. Because we're all made from the same stuff. We're all made from God's stuff. I mentioned God's idea of us. Well, everything around us is made of God. And sometimes it's messy because we as co-creators can get a little funny. And sometimes we just need to let that stuff go. So, but that's what I'm talking about. It's a mindset. And when we change our minds, we discover that heaven is a state of mind, it's a state of consciousness. When we learn to create it for ourselves, then we are that much closer to making a world that works for everybody. Everybody's got to learn to do it for themselves, but we can show each other. We can hold our lights up so that everybody can find their steps on their path. And that's our goal, to do that. So, and one of the easiest ways to do it is to take Emma Curtis Hopkins' advice and look for the good and praise it. All right? I like to look for the little goods because they add up to big goods. They add up to big good. It always reminds me of that Gandalf quote. It's like, it's not the big things that save the world. It's all the small acts of kindness. You know, that's what really makes the world turn. The little acts of kindness. So, yes, I know, I'm a nerd. That was I quoted from I was paraphrasing from the Lord of the Rings. All right. Okay. So I think I'm at the social media part where I remind you we are Creative Life Spiritual Soul, Creative Life Spark. I'm the Running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. So I encourage you to go check them out. I have been a good girl in the last couple of days. I've been working on my YouTube channel, so endeavoring to catch that up because I'm really excited about this book. So I want to get the other book up so that I can start on this one sooner rather than later. And I figured out a way to do it. So, that's easier for me. God bless having multiple different kinds of browsers. It's very helpful. All right. Yep. All right. So I'm at the place where I can, so there's that. And then the email, info@creativelife.org. That's a constant contact that will let you know where the what's going on at the center. And the hot links are hot. If it says click here now, it will either take you right to the information, i.e. if you want to know about our Soul Session playlist on YouTube, it'll take you right to that playlist. And there's fantastic stuff on there. So check that out. And then the website, if you go to the creativelife.org and click on the Sunday Talks, that'll also take you right to the YouTube channel. So please, if you need something inspiring to listen to, go to the YouTube channels. I know Reverend David has one too, but I don't know what his is. So, all right. Mine's the Running Rev Ryan, Creative Life Spiritual Center. There's good stuff. All right. Oh, I guess I'm at the part where I get to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonder-filled day, go enjoy the damp day. It's warming up day. Spring is gonna respring. Go have some fun day. Catter day. It's Saturday this year. A good day. A letting it go day. That's it. Breaking old patterns day, letting it go day, shifting it out of our consciousness day, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough just as you are. You're a beloved child of God, in whom God is well pleased and well represented always and forever. All right. So, Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you around 9 a.m. tomorrow, and then we'll have an amazing service for you. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.